Okay. Good evening to you all once again. Today is our day 11 in this 3-month data analytics boot camp. Like I said, this boot camp will last for 3 months, and today is the 11th. Um, as usual, we used to start by showing our outlines, what we are going to cover for the day. So these are our outlines. Today, we are going to talk about a recap on the 10, followed by count, count A, and count blank. That's what we are going to discuss about today. So recap on yesterday. I think today your energy, your dog is making noise. I think I'll unmute you.
It's not
Your
me,
dog.
sir.
Okay, it's not you. So Sambu.
No.
Okay, so he unmuted himself. It's okay. It's not you. Okay. Um. Okay. Let me see. Also a recap on our yesterday's class. If you can recall, yesterday we discussed about self-formatting. We talk about rank, minimum, and maximum. That's what we discussed yesterday. If you can recall yesterday, I added another data type to you, which is currency and also a date, because date is a data type also, which normally you're supposed to treat it there then, but I just ignore it because sometimes you will come across it. And also there are certain formulas that we are going to treat that has to do with date. That is, you learn how to extract, for example, number of days someone lived, number of years someone has, some number of months and other things. There are a lot of formulas that we'll discuss about related to data types. So you should take note on that date. Don't just ignore it. So we talk about the currency also, because some data types is just a figure, is not money. So don't go and turn it into money and put money sign to it. Instead, it's not a money, it's something else. Please take note on all this, please. That's why I told you, since when we discuss about the data types, I've told you that any data that is given to you, make sure you study that data, you understand the data types you are dealing with. You understand that, because let me give you a hint. Your next assignment has to do with that. So make sure you study the data, you understand the data before you even start working with that data, because you will end up timesing something that is not money and make it money and did something wrong. Please take note on that. So we also talk about the rank. You see how you can rank a particular range of data, that is numerical data, to rank it so that you get the highest in ascending in descending order or in ascending order. Any way you want it to be, you will get it using rank. And also we discuss about the minimum and the maximum. You see what you can do with the min and the max. That is to get the minimum value in the range of the data, or to get the maximum value in a range of any data that you have. So today what we are going to discuss, we are going to talk about counts, count A and count blank, like I said. So let's start with the count. So let me open my Excel file so that you see everything here. Okay, here it is. So for the count, let me explain the count for you. Let me explain the 3 formulas for you before I even start practicing them. For the count function, what the function did for you, it will count all the cells that has numeric data inside them. It will count all the cells that has numeric data inside them for you. That's what this count function did. Sometimes a data will be given to you, and you need to count that particular data. Maybe there are some certain missing values or some errors or something like that. So you use this count to count how many cells that has numerical value inside it. That is how many cells has number inside it. That's what this count formula did for you. So let me just write count like this. So we are done with count. Then we have the count A. This count A is called count A or count all. That's what you can call it, count A or count all. What this count all did for you, it counts all the cells that are not empty for you. It counts all the cells that are not empty for you in a range of data. So a data is given to you. You just want to know, or you want to see how many filled cells that you have. So you use count all to count it for you. So count all counts numbers, it counts numeric, it counts characters, it counts whatever, in as much as the cell is not empty. Count A will count it for you. Then we have the last one, which is count blank. Count blank, as the name entails, you see the name entails count blank. It only counts the cells that are empty for you. It counts the cells that are empty for you. Please understand this. Counts only counts cells that has numerical value inside them. Count A, count all the cells that has something inside them in as much as they are not empty. Then we have count blank, which counts the entire cells that are blank. Please, do you understand this? So
Yes,
these are the three counts that we are going to treat today. So number one is count. So what we are going to do to apply this count, all you need to is to click equal sign, then you write count and you open bracket, then you highlight the range of the data. So I can highlight it like this, or I can just click here, like you can do it, just hold shift down, you hold it until you reach the end, until you reach the end. This is the end. I can just put B555 without even doing it myself. It will do it for me. So I will just close it. That is B2. From B2 range, B55, it will count it for me, and I press enter. Then it's 558. But take note, the data that we have is 554. But now the data, the number of cells that contain a numerical data type is 528. Please take note on that. Is 528. That's what it's telling us. So let's count the count all and see how many cells do we have now that has that are not empty, cells that are not empty. So let's count them with count A. Then we say count, then you put A, then you open bracket. I'm just going to say B2 colon B555. So it will do the same thing for me. It will count the entire range for me, and I press enter. Then it gives us 537. 537. So for the blank, we want to know how many cells that are blank. We want to know the blank cells, cells that are blank. We are going to say equals to count blank, open bracket, then we highlight the range B2 colon B555. Then we close it. Then the blank cells are 17. Please, do you understand this? So these are the way that
yes,
you can know. So this is one of the way of cleaning your data to know the discrepancies that you have in your data. For example, this particular column is salary, but why do we have 528 instead of 537? It means there are certain cells that are not empty, but they put something inside those particular cells which is not a number. So that shows you that we have over. Let me just do it now so that we know how many columns that you have, that we have with that is not number in it. With how many columns that has something other than number in it. So I will say cells without number. So I will say equals to this minus this. So I will get what? 9. So we have 9 cells without number. So all you need to is to scroll down. You see this, they put no salary. You see, that's number 1. So you can count it. You see it. There is another one. If you scroll, then maybe it's something else. Just you keep scrolling, you see, there is something no salary like this until you delete them or you put zero instead of this no salary. But there are 9 cells that contain something other than number. So this is what this tells you. And also, if you want to know the total cells now you have in this data, total cells in the data, what you need to do is to add up the count all and count blank. That one will give you the total cells in the data. So we are going to say equals to this plus this. That is count all plus count blank. So it will give you what? 554. So let's scroll down and see we have 554 record, which is the same exactly record that we have is 554. And when we plus these two, it gives us 554. So you should understand this. Then by default now we can say in our data we have missing cells 17. There are blank, that 17 cells that are blank. So what happened to that 17 cells that are blank? Then you go through them, you kind of ask what happened to them, you clean them or you delete them, because normally all these discrepancies, when we started data cleaning, all these discrepancies, we are going to delete them. The one that contain something other than number, will delete it. The one that contains blanks, will delete them. Normally, that's what you should do, in as much as if you delete them, you will have enough data to analyze. But if you delete them and you don't have enough data to analyze, then we will ask for, we'll inquire and ask what happened for the missing data. Maybe it will be given to us, or we follow up, we call those that maybe provided the data, then they give it to us, we analyze the data. But in this case, as it is now, 17 over 537 or 537 over 527, we have enough data. Even if we delete the 17 and 9, we deleted them, that it will give us how many cells we are deleting. I can say, for example, cells to delete, for example, let's say equals to this 17 plus this 9. So cells to delete, we are deleting 26 cells. So even if we delete 26 cells, so let's see how many percent do we have. So it's going to be equals to this specific divided by, that is 554, enter. Then if I put it, it will be I deleted only 5% of the data. Is okay. So I have the clean data, which is 527. I will say equals to this 527 divided by total cells that I have, which will give me, if I put the percentage, then it will give me I have 95% of the data clean. Then I will work with it. Please, do you understand this thing that I have just done? Please, do you understand this? If you didn't, you can chat me in the box. I don't want someone to say, no, I don't know where we are headed. Because this is all that has to do with data cleaning. You must have this talent in you. You must understand it. You must know how to do all this. So if you have a question, just ask. Because this is where we are going to stop. We are done with today's class. So if you have any question, you ask. I'll give you enough time to ask your question. Then we can call it a day. Someone said, please come back again. Okay, what I said, we already take the count. That is count. It's not a big formula. What you need to is just put count and get the total, the count. That is cells that has number in them, because it's salary. So definitely it must have number. Count A will count all the cells that are not empty, even if the cells contain a character. If I put dash, you see, it removes something. It's 528, but it's turned to 527. But here become 537, because now it's character. It will count it under count all. If I make it blank, it will count it inside blank. So I will put character here, for example. I'll put character. So that will it turn like this. So that word count all, in as much as the cell is not empty, in as much as the cell contains something, it will count it for us. The count blank will only count the blank cells for you. All the blank cells will count it for you. So like I said, what you need to do as a data analyst, you cannot analyze data with empty cells. That's number one. You cannot analyze data with other data that doesn't belong to that particular variable. You will not count that data. You will not count that data. For example, now I say salary. This salary, okay, have we talked about variable here? We didn't score. For the purpose of this class, let me tell you this. Whenever you hear variable, we are talking about the header. Let me just say it to you. We are talking about the header. You are talking about the header. So if I say variable, I'm talking about salary. Salary is variable. Please understand this, because variable is anything that stored data in it. So that's what variable is all about. So this salary stored this 554 records under it. So salary is a variable. So even if you are learning programming languages, you hear about variable. Please don't worry, that's what it entails. I think you can watch my JavaScript video on variable. You just see what variable is, but don't get confused, please. Just understand what variable is. If I say, for example, full name now like this, anything under full name is stored in full name. So full name stored all the names under it. So that means full name is a variable. So any data that's under full name is data stored under full name variable. So understand variable, please, from today. Write it down. Variable. So if I'm talking about variable, you know what I mean. So like I said, any data that doesn't belong to your variable, you cannot analyze that data, that particular variable with such data. Like I said, salary now is number. There is no way we can analyze this salary with character, with this dash. This dash will give us something else. There is no way we can analyze it with this dash. There is no way we can analyze it with no salary, because there is no salary, you see. No salary doesn't belong to this variable because it's character, because now we are dealing with salary is character, so we can't use it also. So, and there is no way we can analyze this data with empty cells. Empty cells also we can't analyze data with empty cells. So all these are process of cleaning your data to make sure that everything is okay. Everything is okay. What's supposed to see, you saw what you want to see. And the next thing I told you is that all these discrepancies of your data, you need to delete them. In as much as, take note on this caveat, in as much as you can work, you have enough data without the discrepancies. In as much as you have enough data without the discrepancies, so you can delete them. And I said, how can you know you have enough data without discrepancies? Is to put the percentage, is to calculate the percentage. So now, to know the total record of the cells you have is to plus count A and count blank. That one will give you the total record. Count A and count blank. So we did it and we got 555. So to count cells without number is to minus count all minus count. That one will give you cells without number. So we got 10. So we have 10 cells without number. 10 cells without number. If I come here again and I put no salary here, you see it turned to 11. Now we have 11 cells without number. Okay. So now if you want to know the cells to delete, what you need to do is to minus this particular 26 minus cells without number. Do you understand? You are going to plus cells without number plus count blank. That is blank cells with cells without number. You plus them. That one will give us 28. So we got 28. So now we have count cells with a number. We have cells to delete, which is cells without number plus blank cells, which is 28. Then we put our percentage sign. So that is, we have our whole number, which is the total 554. So we say 28 divided by 554, it will give us 5%. When we put this 526 divided by 554, it will give us 95. 95 plus 5 is 100%. So we have 95% clean data, and we have 5% discrepancy, and we can get rid of that 5%. 95% is enough for us to analyze our data, and we can do whatever we want to do. But if the percentage is bigger, maybe it's about, I think the normal percentage you can work with is around 75, I think. Some will say 95. There are certain people that take 95. Some will take 85. Some will say 75. But normally, I think it's 75. 75%. Once you have the 75% of it, you can analyze such particular data. But if it is less than 75, so definitely your data is not enough data to analyze. You can follow up to get at least up to 75% clean data. Then you can go ahead and do the analysis. Because now, if this 95% can represent this discrepancy, we can delete the other record, that is 28 record. We can get rid of them and do our analysis, and we can get accurate analysis based on the data. So this is what I just did for you. So please, if you have any question, you can Ask. Okay, you asked for the. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Comfort. Yeah, I saw your message. You say you understood now. So take note. I told you don't forget about that percentage formula. Always have it in your mind. What is your whole and what is your specific? And take note. Whenever you calculate percentage, it must give you 100% if you put them together. Once you put them together, you didn't get 100%. Definitely, you made a mistake. Make sure you go and find where you made that particular mistake, because it must give you 100 over 100. It must. That's must. It must give you 100 over 100. Yeah. Okay. I saw this question. When you are cleaning data, let me say it to you. When you are cleaning data, you are cleaning it variable by variable. Now, all what I did now, I only finished with variable salary variable. Maybe I can have another variable that say discount. For example, I will clean it. I will have another variable that said full name. For example, okay, let's talk about this full name. For example, under full name variable. Now, if I count, that is, I count the number and I got number. There is no way I can get number under full name. So now it's part of what I'm deleting. So I'm going to plus count and count blank. I'm going to plus it. So that's what you should take note on that now. I'm going to plus this and this, because when under full name, I have to see alphabets. So there is no way if I use count. Count is only counting numeric. If I see anything numeric under full name, it's a discrepancy. Then I will get rid of that. So to clean it, you are cleaning column by column. Yes, column by column, column by column. When you are going to delete, no, you are not going to. Yes, you are to delete the row. You will delete the row. So you'll just go, for example, now this particular data. Now I will get rid of this row. I will get rid of this. Sorry. I will get rid of this row. I will delete it. Then I will come all these empty cells. I will delete them. Like I will delete the rows that I don't need them. I'll get rid of them like this. I will just delete it. This one also, I will right click and click delete, and there is no salary here. Then I'll just keep deleting them. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them so that your data will be 100% clean. That's what I mean. So you see, if I delete them all, our data, our percentage will increase. It will go to 100%. Please, who is asking me how did I get the percentage? Please and please. I don't specific divided by 100. That's what I use to get the percentage. Someone is asking when is count. Do you mean what is count if formula work? We're not up to that level. Please, if you are talking about count if, we're not up to the level of count if. We'll reach, when we reach that, we'll talk about count if. Is there any formula for deleting empty cells? Yes, there is, but it's advanced. We're not going to treat it, I think, now. Maybe I will show you later. But it's not a formula. It's not a formula. It's just a trick. It's not a formula. There is something that is that you can use to delete empty cells. There is that, but it's not a formula. Yeah, if you have any question, you can ask. We still have time. I think we have 10 minutes also. Up till now, we have 10 minutes. So if you have any question, you can ask. You want to talk, you can raise your hand. That I'll give you. Please try as much as you can to. Someone that asks, how do we get the percentage? Take note. I say those that we are deleting, these are the cells we are deleting. So we say this 23 divided by the total cell that we have, which is this. So it will give you the percentage when we put the percentage like this. And if we want to get the total cell that we don't want to delete, that is the count, those that has number in them. Then you put them like this, then you get the 96. So 96 plus 4, it will give you 100%. That's what how you can do. I didn't get you iPhone. Yeah. Like you said, sometimes you need to consult the client about deleting the record, because sometimes client might not, maybe he omit it, or maybe he made a mistake while writing it. Instead of for him to write maybe a salary there, maybe he made a mistake, maybe he's past working on it, he made a mistake to do something. You can ask him. Maybe you have a missing values in so cells. You have this, you can report it before you delete it. Please, you can report. You can report. Don't just go ahead and do it. You can report. But if analysis has to do with a very big data that the record is too much, if you say you are going to follow up, maybe you have, for example, discrepancies of maybe 300 people. If you say you are going to inquire from your client that you need to have that record of 300 people, I'm telling you, you can end up not even doing your work. Sometimes get rid of that and make it in your report. We'll talk about reporting when we started, maybe at the second to the last week. We'll start talking about how you report the analysis you have done, so that you talk about all the discrepancies you come across, say so this, and you take this decision. You did that, you did that, you did that. You report to client. That's you should do that. After getting the cells that are empty, is there a key that once we press it, why everybody is looking for shortcut? Please and please stop looking for tricks now. I'm not showing you any trick now. I'm not. Yeah, there is something to do, but learn to do this like this, please. Because if you are doing it like this, you will get more accurate, and you will get more professional in the work. I'm not showing you any trick now. Please don't think of trick. I'm not showing you trick. Yeah, you want trick? Me, I can't show you trick now. We're still learning, and we are in week 2. So don't rush it. We still have, I think, 10 weeks to go now. So take it easy. We are still at the beginner stage. Still, we are still at the beginner stage. So please stop asking for the trick. Yes, there is something you can do. Shortcut is good, not at this stage. Not at this stage. If you are learning a car, you don't take shortcuts. When you are learning a car, when you are driving a car, you don't take shortcuts. You take a very highway, long way. Even if your day is around, your house is around the corner, you don't just enter the corner. You are taking a long trick. You are taking longer way, so that you will learn more on what you want to learn. So when you learn something with tricks, you will never become expert in that particular thing. I'm just giving you this hint. Take note on that. When you learn things with tricks, that's why a majority of our tech personnel, they will tell you that they are done with this, they are done with this, they covered this, they covered this. And that's all. If you ask them, they cannot even explain anything to you, because the only thing they know is the shortcut. If you learn things, skills with shortcut, believe me, you will not go anywhere, and you will not last. You will not last. Someone said for full name variable. Let me tell you one thing. You can delete it. Let me tell you one thing. When you are dealing with data with different variables, maybe salary, full name, account number, and something, one single variable in that particular row that is empty, or that has this discrepancy, it affects the entire row. You are deleting the entire record. For example, if it is full name is there, salary is there, then account number is not there, but bank name is there. That account number that is there affects the entire record. You can't use the other record. You are deleting the entire row. That's the effect of discrepancy about data. Please take note on this. You can have a data with about 21 variables, maybe ID, full name, address, gender, salary, whatever, qualification, whatever. You can have different variables. One variable that is empty can affect the entire 20 variables, and you are going to delete the entire record for that particular person. That's how it is. You can't analyze data with a discrepancy. You can't. So take note on that. So that, for example, if salary is empty, and you said, okay, so it's only salary that is empty, I'm not deleting the record. Then you go ahead and delete the gender and analyze the gender. So we can have gender 20, but since you delete, you didn't use, you don't have that number 20, salary is not there. The salary will have 19. So your analysis is not accurate. So we'll have 19 under the salary, and under gender we have 20. How did it happen? So you need to explain it. So it's better you get rid of it, so that everything will be 19 over 19. So that's what it's supposed to show. So you can delete it. Okay, so please and please try as much as you can to keep practicing this. Okay, happy that get well soon. Allah about the life. So I think we are leaving all of us today, right? Since we have 4 minutes left. Yeah, this 4 minutes maybe we'll add it tomorrow because tomorrow's class I think is going to be kind of maybe we are going to have two class for tomorrow's class. So let's call it a day. These 3 minutes will be enough for us to goodbye. So I think good night, have a wonderful dream. We can call it a day. We don't have any questions. So thank you so much for today. So see you tomorrow. Good night.
All right. Thank you, sir.